Hi everyone, it's Mary. Now, let me ask you this. How many leads have you submitted that just gotten back to you as invalid or the owner is not really interested in selling? Yet you always can't really point out or can't really figure out why are your leads invalid. Now, in today's video, I'm breaking down, and I'm giving up some tips and tricks and rules to follow that will convert your lead into a deal. Now, first things first. Stop asking random and generic questions. 70% listening and 30% asking questions at the correct time. And always follow the MCTP rule, right? Now let's break down the MCTP rule, which is motivation stands for motivation, condition, time frame, and price. What is motivation, you ask me? What is a valid motivation right there? Now let's talk a little bit. So as a wholesaler, right? The wholesaler strategy is basically I'm looking to get a property at a low price and sell it for a little bit higher without really adding or changing anything to the property, right? So I'm gonna get a property for 60,000 and I'm gonna sell it to a bar for 80,000, making 20,000 in profit, right? So with that being said, do you think do you think a property that is 10 out of 10 is something I can give 70 or 60%, price below market value. So, with that being said, if you think the owner is not really motivated or just basically telling you, well, give me your price, give me your offer, well, I'm looking for the best price, do you think this is someone who's going to accept 70% below market value? Right. Separate that motivation into two sections. First section is the type of property. With that being said, we're always looking for properties that need a lot of work, preferably distressed properties, right? But properties, that needs cosmetic work also work. Properties that needs cosmetic only works too. So the second thing is the type of owner itself. We're looking for someone who's desperate to sell, someone who's in need of quick, hassle-free cash. Motivation here stands for this desperation, and desperation here stands for someone who's in need of that money. That money is going to fix their problem. Maybe they have a lot of taxes that they need to pay off. Maybe the property is pre-foreclosure and is going to get foreclosed on and they're going to lose their equity. Maybe there's a divorce happening, right? And they need to liquidate the property. Maybe the owner just inherited it and he doesn't really care about it and wants that money, wants that quick cash. So again, motivation here for me stands for someone who's desperate to sell, someone in need of that quick, hassle free cash, right? So let's jump into the second part of the motivation, condition, time frame, and price rule, MCTP. It's going to be the condition. What do I consider a valid condition? Remember, we just talked about the fact that we're looking for properties that are distressed or properties that, need some cosmetic work. By cosmetic, I mean upgrading or updating the kitchen, making it modern. Same goes for the bathrooms, changing flooring, right? HVAC, rooftop, these are properties that need work. And if it needs work, it means I am able to give a low offer on that property without any issues. But if it's a 10 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10 property, I won't be able to give a low offer on that, right? So that doesn't really work for me as a wholesaler, especially if I'm only working with cash. Innovation is a different case. So, uh, for me, I don't want you to ask the generic question, which is any major or minor repairs that needs to be done on the property. No. So this is a competitive field. This is a competitive market, right? You have VAs from the Philippines, from South Africa, from India, from Mexico. You have VAs worldwide working for US wholesalers, right? So be different. Don't ask that generic question. Instead, ask them detailed questions. It shows that you are really interested in buying that property. It shows that you're not scamming them or not you're not just your typical telemarketing trying to get information and hang up. No, you're actually interested in getting to know the property and getting to know details about the property. So, questions you can ask are the rooftop age, the rooftop condition, HVAC age, if there's any issues with the HVAC, plumbing, electrical issues, foundation issues, flooring type around the house. When it comes to the kitchen, is it original, updated? Cabinets and countertop style, appliances, color, age as well. Bathroom, is it original or updated? Very quick, very simple, but the more questions you ask, the better, instead of just asking a generic question, which is any major or minor repairs that needs to be done on the property. Right? So we talked about motivation, we talked about condition. Let's move to time frame. Again, we're wholesaling here, right? For me as a wholesaler, I want a quick and easy deal that I can just make quick money on. So if the owner is not looking to sell now, maybe in a year, maybe 90 days plus, I would prefer if we add that as a follow-up and we can call them later. But for me, again, I want to sell fast and I want to make that money fast. So we're looking for properties, that can sell fast. So anything above 90 days, just preferably add it as a follow-up because it's not going to be a deal that I can close on quickly. Now, let's move to, you know, price. Now, price is very sensitive. What I'm noticing is that a lot of VAs, they don't really know how to push the price out of the owner. And if the owner doesn't really have a price, then they're just basically window shopping, right? If you are serious about selling your house, you would know how much you want to get for your property. Now, let's let's talk about this as a form of a story, right? So come closer, lean in. I promise I wouldn't say anything, but you need to hear this mess Barbie got herself into. She inherited a property. It's her cousin's property. It's a literal Polly Pocket. It's too small. Her shoes don't even fit through the door. And she has zero use for it. By all accounts, she should be desperate to sell, right? And when I sat down at the negotiation table, she looked me dead in the eyes and pulled that move that kills most of your business. She said, just make me an offer. I know the feeling you get at the moment. You're grinding, you're hungry, you just want to put a number on the board to keep the deal alive. You think giving her a price is helpful. Stop lying to yourself. Just stop. If a seller, even one with a tiny useless house, refuses to name their price, they aren't motivated sellers. They are tourists. They're testing the market to see if they can get and you know sorry, they're testing the market to see what they can get, and you are the test subject. So if you drop a number first, you are bidding against yourself. So how do you handle a seller like Barbie without being a jerk? You have two moves. The first way, kill the pressure with respect. You say, Barbie, listen, I don't want to insult you or end our conversation early. I respect and appreciate you too much to do that. So I don't offend you. Why don't you just give me your rock bottom price? I'll be honest and let you know if I can get there. Now, the second way you can handle this is you stand your ground and you simply say, well, when you get a price, let me know we can resume these conversations. Most of you are terrified to do this. Most of you would submit a lead without an asking price. You think walking away is losing, but walking away from a seller who isn't willing to negotiate isn't losing, it's leverage. You cannot negotiate with someone who has nothing to lose. By walking away, you take back control. Get a number or get out. So remember, if any of those questions, the MCTP specifically, is not being answered by the owner, then this is someone who's window shopping and not really interested, in selling their property. Hence, it's going to be pushed back as invalid because we cannot close on such a deal. Now, when it comes to questions, right? Motivation. It's really quick and simple. What got you thinking about selling, right? Condition. Again, you have your questions right here. Rooftop age, rooftop condition, HVAC age, any HVAC issues, plumbing, electrical, foundation, flooring, kitchen cabinets, countertops, original updated appliances, bathroom, same thing. Time frame. How soon would you want to close? Right? Very direct, very straightforward. No fluff, no bluff. Right? Price. How much are we hoping to walk away with? Now, I hope you like this video, and soon I'll be making a more detailed video about the lead generation script. But for now, please leave a like, subscribe to my channel to support me to make more videos, and join my Discord server. Thank you for your time.